Look, for Trump to run for president, he's going to get fined $83 million. That's the cost of putting your name on the ballot in New York. That's how you have to see it. We're going to get into more of this quackery of the New York justice system because this thing is going to get appealed. And I think they have a really strong case because they did not allow so much evidence of Alina Habba. She's not going to end up being the lawyer on the appeal case, but we'll get to all that in just a second. Welcome to Doug in Exile. I'm Doug. This is where all the happy patriots are, and you belong here. And I would love to have you in our group, our community, as a subscriber. It really helps this channel get bigger and get our message out in support of Trump. So thank you. The first headline, here's Fox News. Media embraces E. Jean Carroll after the massive verdict against Trump, but they'd have supported her even if she lost. Even if Trump won and she lost, the media would be celebrating her, supporting her, because they're all Democrats. So I keep saying this. People keep pretending like the world is fair, and the world has not lost its mind. If you see things that way, then you're being naive. This headline from the Times, that's the R word is one that I blacked out just to help the channel out a little bit. The R law cost Donald Trump $80 million. More victims deserved their day in court. This one I love. This one cracks me up because it implies that they passed this law to do anything but get Trump. They're sitting there saying like, hey, where's the other victims? How come no one else is coming up and using this law where we removed the statute of limitations for a very brief period, for this 1 year period, and now victims of abuse where the statute of limitations has run out, you can now bring in your court case, but no one else is doing it because it was purely done for E. Jean Carroll to do her case because it had passed the statute of limitations. They never cared about abuse victims. This was about getting money out of Trump and getting his name off the ballot. And then here's, this is a great article from the National Review by Maddie Kearns. She writes, E. Jean Carroll's self-defeating media tour. What she means by that is the tone of the whole thing is E. Jean Carroll does not act like a victim at all. She runs her mouth. And that all Trump has to do to win is keep his mouth shut. Now, I'm going to make the same argument against her as I just now made with these other ones. Even if Trump was quiet as a church mouse during his entire E. Jean Carroll case, he would have lost. They're always implying like, oh, E. Jean Carroll runs her mouth. If only Trump didn't run his mouth, he would have won. No, even if Trump was silent, he would have lost. Even if Trump conducted himself like a perfect gentleman, he would have lost. Even if they had video footage of Trump not going into that dressing room with E. Jean Carroll, which they don't have any evidence of it at all, but even if they had video of him not doing it, he'd have still been found guilty. So much for sticks and stones. Words apparently can be 16 times more damaging than even sexual assault. That's right. Trump got nailed for 16 times more money for his defamation of disagreeing with E. Jean Carroll in public than he did for the alleged assault he actually, they claim, which by the way, and they could not prove the R word. So he was not guilty on that. Trump has indicated that he intends to appeal. And as this is Andy McCarthy, suggests, he could succeed. The evidence at the first trial was underwhelming to say the least. Judge Carroll's testimony over a quarter century after the alleged incident, along with a couple of contemporaneous reports that friends of hers say she made to them. There's no contemporaneous police report, no eyewitnesses, no surveillance tapes, and no corroborating forensic evidence. So she had no evidence. And in this country, I'm sorry, you're innocent until proven guilty. She never had evidence against Trump. Republican voters and even independents and moderates have reason to be skeptical of Me Too era kangaroo courts. That is the false claim of the R word just for money. Remember the circus around Brett Kavanaugh's Supreme Court nomination in 2017? It wasn't just that his accuser, Christine Blasey Ford, failed to provide substantial evidence that Kavanaugh had sexually assaulted her at a party sometime in the early 80s, but that the entire Democrat Party apparatus in media and entertainment, as well as politics, swarmed around her seeking to disgrace Kavanaugh for nakedly partisan reasons, even though there was no evidence. So my point is, even if Trump is as innocent as Kavanaugh, everyone will be against you. I'm taking away that argument that his mouth is what caused his loss. It's not. It's the corruption in the system. Your New York court system is corrupt. Of course, we're going to be covering the appeals, and you don't want to miss a single episode. So make sure you join us. But thanks for watching. I'm Doug in Exile.